there's several initiatives that I like and I hope passes. There's a lot of like, what the fuck initiatives. There's some initiatives I'm like, those are interesting. I wonder what those are about. So the what the fuck, the ones that I hate, the theocracies, Arkansas, they're trying to expand the right to religion to include breaking general laws. What's the point of having freedoms if you can't break the general laws? Fuck you, Arkansas. You got a right to religion. That's fine until you hurt other people and still you start breaking our laws. Then we got a goddamn problem. So do your religion over there. Don't break the law. Don't hurt other people. All right? Capiche? Capiche. Tennessee. They have a ban on religious ministers, so I guess perhaps religious ministers should be allowed to run for office. But they also have a right to work and then a slavery question. Tennessee might vote to re-legalize slavery. That's interesting because you have several states, including Oregon, that is asking whether or not we're going to abolish slavery once and for all. But Tennessee might actually go backwards on that question. They might actually go backwards on that question. I want to say Louisiana and another state is having a slavery question. But what the fuck, right? Theocracies. Are you kidding me? This is just like that one TV show. West Virginia, they want to allow churches to incorporate. That's the problem with society, is that churches are only allowed to be non-profits. Let the churches incorporate. They're just there to make money. They're just there to fucking profit. It's a big dollar game. That's all they give a shit is about taking your goddamn fucking money. They're not trying to expand your spiritual, glory, your spiritual, whatever, in order to gain heaven, get through the pearly gates. No, we're not trying to. We're just trying to make some money. West Virginia, in a way, the religious people, if they pass that, they are showing their ass so much. They don't give a shit about your soul. They do give a shit about their bottom line, and they care about your pocketbook to the extent that they want to pick your pocket and enrich themselves. Wyoming, the local government, we're going to allow local government officials to buy stocks and bonds. If they're banned from buying stocks and bonds, keep that ban going. That's a weird one. I want to look into it because does that even sound right? And then the judges, they have to retire at 70 years old. They're going to raise the retirement age for judges to 75 years old. Is that a forced retirement? Is that what that is? Is that like good for the judges? Because that sounds crazy. You're making judges work up until 75 years of age. Are their pensions is that much? Tennessee, like I said, they got a right to work initiative, a line of secession for the governor. Slavery question. A lot of Georgia. Seems like a political question, but apparently, if you've been indicted by the grand jury, if you've been indicted for a felony by the grand jury, they're trying to say you don't get compensation. So I don't know if they're going for your pensions. I don't know if it's private people or public officials. But if you've been indicted by the grand jury, that's not a conviction. That just means that there's enough evidence to proceed with a trial. The whole point of the grand jury is to make sure that it's a, fail-safe. It keeps out the frivolous felonies. Like they say, you can indict a ham sandwich. So a grand jury can indict anything. It's the conviction. It's not the indictment. The indictment is just the accusation. The conviction is the thing that's important. The accusation, you're going to convict somebody just for the accusation. That is not American. You're innocent until proven guilty. Just an indictment, just an accusation, that's not a conviction. That's not. So, slavery is not just in Tennessee, but Louisiana, Vermont, and Oregon. So, I'm guessing because, who the fuck's going to be like, yeah, we still need slavery. If you've been convicted of a crime, fuck you. We want to enslave you. That's the new Jim Crow. We got, the slave chain gangs is just the new Jim Crow. I think Louisiana and Vermont and Oregon. Vermont is on the right side of the marijuana issue. New Hampshire, live free or die. You fucking bitch-ass, fucking weak-ass motherfuckers. You don't know about live free or die. You haven't legalized marijuana. Vermont's legalized marijuana, but not New Hampshire. Fucking New Hampshire, live free or die. Get the fuck out of here. You don't know freedom from a bag of chips, you goddamn. Okay, so, last but not least, Kentucky has a ban on abortion question. Really, it has to do with the way you ask the question, right? So do you want to ban on abortion or do you want to allow abortion? If you go to Vermont, Vermont is going to ask their citizens, should we have personal reproduction autonomy? So they're asking, do we want personal reproduction autonomy, which is the same question as the abortion question in Kentucky, but Kentucky's question is leading. It's also a conservative state. Even a lot of the Democrats are conservative. It may pass. It may pass. Matt Bevin almost wiped out all the abortion clinics except for one or two in Louisville. And like I said, even the Democrats are conservative, and they haven't legalized marijuana yet. They're not able to do initiatives in Kentucky. So since they can't do initiatives, don't expect any kind of right to privacy or a right to unionize or a right to water or ranked choice voting. Don't expect any of that. Don't expect the legalization of marijuana in Kentucky either. If everybody in the state of Kentucky signed an initiative and said this is what we want to be law, you'd have to get the permission of the state legislature first. So they're opposed to what the people of Kentucky want. So Kentucky wants to ban abortion. I remember the only time they had an initiative was like 20 years ago to hate the gay people in 2004. So a ban abortion, this is going to bring out the Republicans, increase Republican turnout. And unfortunately, it might fucking pass. So more theocracy bullshit. Arkansas, Tennessee, West Virginia, Kentucky got a bunch of theocracy shit. Wyoming going to make their judges work until, they're goddamn, then the local, allow the stock buying and then the slavery with Tennessee and the Baptist ministers, the right to work, the governor line of secession, So the things that I like, I'll go ahead and spit them out real quick. In Montana, they want to say that a baby is born definitely at birth. In New Mexico, they want to make a judge appointment turn into an election, an elected judge within 1 year after the appointment. They also want a $19 million bond for their libraries. Maryland want to increase the cap on civil lawsuits from $15,000 to $25,000. Vermont wants to pass a personal reproduction autonomy right. Illinois wants to pass a right to unionize. Nevada wants ranked choice voting, $12 an hour, equal rights amendment. Oregon wants to make health care a constitutional right. There's 5 weed questions. Missouri, Maryland, Arkansas, North and South Dakota are both asking their voters, do they want to legalize marijuana? Most of them are for an ounce and for 21 years of age and over. 3 states are asking constitutional convention questions. Alaska, Missouri, and New Hampshire. Florida is asking an anti-constitutional convention question. So, fucking Florida. No wonder you got Florida man, because you got fucking Florida politics. And Arizona, they got a fantastic tax scheme for their fire department for the next 20 years. They're asking the people of Arizona to finance the fire departments of the state of Arizona and all the different districts. And they want a 0.1% tax. That's what? Less than a fucking penny? That's a tenth of a penny. A tenth of a penny tax for the next 20 years. A sales tax, a tenth of a penny for fire departments. I think it's a good model. It's not very sexy. It is, to me, it's like infrastructure. It's fucking cool. Montana. In order to get electronic information, to get a person's individual electronic information, the authorities must get a search warrant. Montana already has a right to privacy and probably, search and seizure amendments and rights and shit. But that'll strengthen it. South Dakota, not only are they going to try to legalize weed, but they want to expand Medicaid to 133% of the poverty rate and allow 18 to 65 years of age people. So allow basically everybody else to get some health care too. So those are the initiatives that I like and the initiatives I don't like. And the ones I thought that were interesting. Missouri, they want to take their National Guard and turn it into a state department. So National Guard is at the federal government. If it's a state department, and it run by the state, the National Guard of the state, but it can be nationalized. Isn't that what the Kennedys did during the civil rights? Nebraska, they want local governments to be able to invest in airports. So I guess a regional airport. The local governments aren't allowed to buy in or something, and they want access. Hey, we want a piece of the damn pie. So that's interesting. Oregon, they want to ban the representatives that don't vote. If you're an absentee representative, if you have an 80% or something, they're going to ban you from running for re-election. You didn't even go to the damn building and vote. No, you can't no. Massachusetts has a massive tax scheme, 4%. 4% tax scheme on $1 million people that are making $1 million and over for transportation and education projects. And New Mexico, they just had a thing where they say they're going to let the government pay for people's bills, their water bills, internet, electric bills. So I feel like it's just like a housekeeping mechanism just to allow New Mexico government to, like universal basic income, allow people to be able to pay for their stuff, fucking their food and their whatever. What's that? There's a federal program for energy. Anyways, Arkansas, they want to expand the right to religion, meaning to break the general laws. Hey, it's my religion. I'm allowed to steal. No, I'm allowed to take everything in your it's my religion. What's your religion? Kleptocracy. Religious ministers, church incorporated.